What is up, guys? It is Wayne360 with me, and welcome to my first... You can't tell that's Coca-Cola. It's pretty good soda. My first movie review. I go to the movies a lot, especially this year. I saw Jurassic World 16 times in the theaters. I've seen Ant-Man and Avengers and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I saw a lot of movies this year, basically. I would name them all, but it'd be 12 minutes. But anyway, I watched the Peanuts movie. I'm pretty sure I said that pretty good. Everyone said that the Peanuts movie. Sounds like I say a penis movie, but the Peanuts movie. I'm gonna have to pronounce it throughout this review. But basically, I'm gonna just go down to what I thought was good, bad, and I'll give my rating. I won't spoil. There are no spoilers in this movie, but here we go. Let's go. Let's talk about it now. First of all, let me just say I don't have a nostalgia for this movie. I know a lot of people are gonna go into this movie, either adults that have a nostalgia for this kind of series and seeing like the little episodes. I saw the Great Pumpkin thing, but that's really it. And people saw and then they'll have a lot of jokes for little kids and stuff, but I'm in that little weird 16-year-old range where they're not really talking about me in this Peanuts movie. So yeah, just to make that clear.
I can't believe I'm about to talk to the little red-haired girl. It's moments like this when you need your faithful friend.
So I'm gonna give a little summary on this. I'm not gonna, like I said, won't spoil it, but obviously it's about Charlie Brown, and he finds this girl, the new kid in the school, and she doesn't have a name. Let's just say straight up, that's not a spoiler. Literally the whole movie, she does not have a name. It's kind of weird. And he wants to impress her. He wants to get that puh, how Dashy Games would say if you watch him. So yeah, and that's literally it. So, it's a simple plot line, but it should be. It's the Peanuts movie. Now, to talk about the visuals of this movie, this is actually probably one of the best looking movies of this year, if not of the generation or so far ever, because the animation is fantastic. And honestly, the art style for this movie definitely fits the environment and everything of the Snoopy and Charlie Brown atmosphere, and it makes sense. So yeah, the animation was literally spot on and perfect for this kind of series, and it's very unique kind of animation I've ever seen personally. If you've ever seen something like that, tell me. But obviously very good looking and very visually pleasing when you're sitting down in that theater seats. Now, obviously, there's always memorable soundtracks. You got the Jurassic Park theme, you got Indiana Jones, you got Star Wars, you got those amazing themes. Peanuts also has a very iconic thing, which obviously they play that pretty good amount. Overall, the soundtrack is fine. There's nothing memorable. Like, you go from scene to scene, it's like, that was good, okay. That was a good song. That was cool. That was good. And sometimes they won't have music, of course, But then they have those, random radio songs on there that just don't fit the atmosphere of this movie. And I don't think they should really be in there. Obviously, as you can see in the trailer, they have the "Let them make all win, 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 no matter what."
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind. I
Whoa!
And it's not in the movie. It's not a spoiler. Just isn't in the movie, which I'm perfectly fine with, because why is that with Snoopy, people? I'm just saying. But yeah, obviously the voice acting is top notch. It's the same. I don't actually know if it's the same voices, but it's very similar voices, at least to the originators. The Great Pumpkin. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Voice acting is gonna be top notch. All that is very good. Sound effects, everything from sound sounds great, and there's no hiccups or anything like that, so it sounds perfectly fine. Now let's get into the main content of this movie. There was a point in this movie where I was crying. Not crying as in oh, it's so sad. Crying hysterically laughing for parts that aren't very funny. And this isn't a spoiler. It's so whatever, because he's saying he's in love with this girl, the redhead. They keep calling her the redhead. She has no name. It's crazy. So he puts this I forgot what it's called. And he put listen to my heart, and he goes like this, and then the kid's whoa, it looks like he's jizzing or something like that. It was hysterical, and I was cracking up. Literally, it was 5 minutes after that scene happened. That shouldn't be that funny, and I was tearing. Literally, I'm like that. I'm sweating because it was how it was hilarious. Because you don't think you would see that in such a G-rated movie, and I found things to be a sexual undertone, even though probably not, but I have a weird mind, people. I'm not gonna lie. And then they also had this one part where Snoopy goes and the kid's naked in a bathtub. He's sitting there, and then Snoopy comes out like this and goes, shh, and he goes back into the water with him naked inside. It's weird. And I hysterically laughed also there. So I just gotta say that. So, found things that probably shouldn't be that funny. Now, obviously, the main character, Charlie Brown, in this movie, everyone doesn't like him. They don't really care for him, but then when he gets a 100 on his standardized test, everyone loves him, and he's like, oh my god, he's the king, and everyone follows him like it's paparazzi and stuff. Now, talking about the actual funny parts, the funny parts that were trying to make you actually laugh, I didn't find them memorable, and I maybe went, like, let's say it was some kind of funny part, I probably went like, okay, when it wasn't actually, I should have been like, ha ha ha, I found him in the bathtub actually cracking up, crying. That's how it was for me. And I didn't really see other people in the theaters laughing, honestly, and it was a bunch of, little kids, the target audience, obviously, and, of course, all the adults that probably had nostalgia weren't really laughing either. At least, maybe you'll find it funny. I didn't know the series traditions, but they did have that football part, at the end of the credits. After the credits, those post-credit scenes, they have the one with the football, the usual, how it is with Charlie Brown. And other than that, I didn't really find the funny parts to be too memorable, and it really didn't stick to me. It was like, it's kind of just drops, like, whatever, who cares?
I'm gonna kick this ball all the way to the moon.
And gullible. I forgot to mention gullible.
Now, Snoopy is a pretty big character, if you do say so. Snoopy's probably one of the most iconic characters of all time. That's just how it is. And his parts, when it didn't involve him flying, was very funny. But when it for some reason would go into this, like, flying section, it's like, how he usually does in those cartoons when he had the flying parts, and he would try to find this other Snoopy-like dog. I think her name was Fifi or something like that. And it just wasn't... They could have taken all that out. I know probably people like, blasphemy! I love Snoopy flying in the air! I don't care for that, and I thought it was very unmemorable, and those were the very low points of the movie, and they had that for probably like 10, 12 minutes of the movie. The whole movie is, I think, an hour, 26 minutes. So imagine you taking that, it's going to be like an hour, 12, 10 minutes. That's how long the movie should have been. I thought it actually dragged out some bits when Snoopy came on screen flying in his imagination, and I didn't think that was good at all. Honestly, I thought it was just boring. I'm not going to lie. If you guys like that, then yeah, you're going to enjoy that parts of the movie. I didn't really care for the flying sections. I didn't think it was very good. Now, this mysterious red-haired girl, the new kid, where everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to see him, and it turns out to be a girl. Then Snoopy's in love. No, Charlie Brown's in love. He's like, oh my god, I need to impress her. And so, like I said, the whole movie's about him trying to impress this girl. He goes through things like dancing and all the stuff like you saw in the trailer. And all I'm going to say, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but all I'm going to say, be prepared to be disappointed. Honestly, for me, I was like, what the hell? Like, honestly, the ending is such a disappointment in my opinion, that I thought that was the worst part of the movie, was the ending. Well, not true, I thought the Snoopy parts were the worst parts, but I thought the ending, the last 30 seconds, were the worst part. One of the worst parts. And that's pretty bad. If one of your last scenes is the worst part, that's pretty bad. And so now, for the final rating, I actually thought, listen, the Peanuts movie was a decent movie. I thought it was okay. Nothing amazing, nothing great. Of course, now I wasn't going in here thinking that this is going to be Jurassic World, my favorite movie of all time, people. It's not going to be the next Avatar, the next Star Wars. It's going to be a nice movie you're going to watch, and you're going to leave the theater, and you're never going to remember again, for me at least. And I give the Peanuts movie a 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was an okay movie, and if you enjoyed it, you should definitely check it out. I do think this movie is worthwhile, especially for this weekend. You have Spectre, if you want to see Spectre. I never really cared for James Bond, never really watched one, so maybe I'll check it out one day, I don't know. But Spectre, yeah, that's facing up against the Peanuts movie. So if you want to just kind of laugh and just watch some good old animation, definitely check out the Peanuts movie this weekend at your local movie theater. But other than that, guys, that was my review of the Peanuts movie. So that's my first movie review. Will I review more movies? Maybe. Every time I watch a new movie, which I want to see that movie The Night Before with Seth Rogen, I believe. That looks like it'll be a funny movie. And then, of course, Star Wars in December, people. I'm seeing it December 17th at 7:10 p.m. So let's go, people. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did watch the Peanuts movie, tell me what you thought about it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Bye-bye.
One of those stars is my star, and I know that my star will always be there for me. Like a comforting voice saying, "Don't give up, kid."